Hey guys, I'm back again and I am here with the second book haul. Well, it's actually technically the third book haul of the year, and it is the second part of the big book haul that I did last week. So let's get started because I don't want this to be too long. I don't know, people don't like these long videos. Okay, so let's get started. So the first book I have here, this is called And Then He Sang a Lullaby by Ani Kayode Samtochukwu. This is one of the first books to come out, published by Roxane Gay. So I really like Roxane Gay, so I thought, why not check this one out? It says, August is a talented athlete who leaves Enugu City to attend university and escape his overbearing sisters. It's his first semester and pressures aside. He's making friends and doing well. He even almost has a girlfriend. There's only one problem. He can't stop thinking about Segan, an openly gay student who works at a local cyber cafe. Their connection is undeniable, but Segan is reluctant to open himself up to August. He wants to love and be loved by a man who is comfortable in his own skin, who will see and hold and love Segan exactly as he is. I can't wait. This looks like it could be very, very interesting. So, yeah. Okay, the next book I have on my list is an oldie and I hope a goodie. It's called The Kitchen God's Wife by Amy Tan. Now, this is a book that I'll be reading probably sometime in September with my podcast buddy, Christy, for our podcast, Brown Girls Booking. So we will be eventually reading this and discussing on the podcast. Will probably come around season 3. So it says, Winnie and Helen have kept each other's worst secrets for more than 50 years. Now, because she believes she is dying, Helen wants to expose everything, and Winnie angrily determines that she must be the one to tell her daughter Pearl about the past, including the terrible truth even Helen does not know. Okay, this sounds like it is full of a lot of drama, but this will be my first Amy Tan. I have not read the Joy Luck Club yet. I probably need to fix that. I need to read Joy Luck Club before I get to this one. Okay, the next book on my list is Night Wherever We Go by Tracy Rose Payton. Now, this was one that I came across on Amazon, and it is a slave narrative, but I have a feeling you got to get your mind right for this one. I have a feeling this is going to be horrible. This is going to be super intense to read. But it says, on a struggling Texas plantation, 6 enslaved women slip from their sleeping quarters and gather in the woods under the cover of night. The Lucys, as they call the plantation owners, after Lucifer himself, have decided to turn around the farm's bleak financial prospects by making the women bear children. They have hired a stockman to impregnate them, but the women are determined to protect themselves. Now each of the 6 faces a choice. Nan, the doctoring woman, has brought a sack of cotton root clippings that can stave off children when chewed daily. If they all take part, the Lucys may give up and send the stockman away. But a pregnancy for any of them will only encourage the Lucys further. And should their plan be discovered, the consequences will be severe. So I'm not sure if this is a debut or not. I think this writer has written short stories, but this is one that I'm really anxious to get to, being that I'm really interested in getting into this one to see what it's like, because I am very interested in different types of slave narratives. This one is high up on my list to get to. I don't really know when this came. This came out. Oh, yeah, this came out this year, 2023. UK HarperCollins publishing endeavor. So yeah, I'm really, really excited about getting to this one. Okay, the next one is called Here Again Now. This was one of the books that was up for vote in the Read So Lit book club that I run over on Patreon. And this is by Okechukwu Nzulu. And it's called Here Again Now. Okay, so this one, it says, Achike Okoro feels like his life is coming together at last. His top floor flat in Peckham is as close to home as he can imagine, and after years of hard work, he's about to get his break as an actor. He's even persuaded his father, Chibuike, to move in with him, grateful to offer the man who raised him as a single parent a home of his own. Between filming trips, Achike is snatching a few days in London with Ekene, his best friend of 20 years, the person who makes him feel whole. Achike can put the terrible things that happen behind him at last. Everything is going to be all right, maybe even better. But after a magical night, when Achike and Ekene come within a hair's breadth of admitting their feelings for each other, a devastating event rips all three men apart. In the aftermath, it is Ekene and Chibuike who must try to rebuild, and although they have never truly understood each other, grief may bring them both the peace and happiness they've been searching for. So yeah, this is a very interesting story of a little bit of coming out of the closet, but it's a little bit of this admitting you love someone that is actually your best friend. And yeah, so I'm all here for this. This could be very interesting. All right, the next book on my list is this one right here, which is called The Sleeping Car Porter by Suzette Meyer. I heard about this one over on Bookstagram through a Bookstagrammer called Daryl. His name on Bookstagram is D Sweet. He talked about this one and I got kind of interested in it. And then I heard Naomi over on TBR Download was talking about how much she really liked this book. And the way she was describing it, it sounded like something I thought that would be extremely interesting. Now, this is a Canadian novel, so that is another thing that makes me really interested in it. I haven't read a ton of Canadian writers, so I'm kind of excited to get to this one. Okay, it says, Baxter's name isn't George, but it's 1929, and Baxter is lucky enough as a Black man to have a job as a sleeping car porter on a train that crisscrosses the country. So when the passengers call him George, he has to just smile and nod and act invisible. What he really wants is to go to dentistry school, but he'll have to save up a lot of nickel and dime tips to get there. So he puts up with George. On this particular trip out west, the passengers are more unruly than usual, especially when the train is stalled for 2 extra days. Their secrets start to leak out and blur with the sleep deprivation hallucinations Baxter is having. When he finds a naughty postcard of 2 queer men, Baxter's memories and longings are reawakened. Keeping it puts his job in peril, but he can't part with the postcard or his thoughts of Edwin Drew Porter, instructor. So this sounds like it could be very interesting, and it's a fairly short novel. I think this one was listed for the Canadian Prize. Yeah, this one, it's only 208 pages. So I feel like this could be an interesting look into the sleeping car porter life. Yeah. Okay, the next book on my list is this one right here. Did you hear about Kitty Carr by Crystal Smith Paul. As soon as I heard about this book, I ordered it, and I was so disappointed when this showed up with this on it. Yeah, anyway. So this one really interests me because I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of talk of colorism and class and that kind of thing, and race. And it says, when Kitty Carr Tate, a white icon of the silver screen, dies and bequeaths her multi-million-dollar estate to the St. John sisters, 3 young, wealthy Black women, it prompts questions, lots of questions. A celebrity in her own right, Elise St. John would rather focus on sorting out Kitty's affairs than deal with the press. But what she discovers in one of Kitty's journals rocks her world harder than any other brewing scandal could. And between a cheating fiance and the fallout from a controversial social media post, there are plenty. The truth behind Kitty's ascent to stardom, from her beginnings to the segregated South, threatens to expose a web of unexpected family ties, debts owed, and debatable crimes that could, with one pull, unravel the all-American fabric of the St. John sisters and those closest to them. As Elise digs deeper into Kitty's past, she must also turn the lens upon herself, confronting the gifts and burdens of her own choices and the power that the secrets of the dead hold over the living. Did you hear about Kitty Carr? So yeah, love the cover, love the, the description. I usually don't read the description so thoroughly, but this one, I feel like this is one that we should all be reading, but when I get to it, I'll let you know what I think. All right, the next book I have here is My Son's Story by Nadine Gordimer. Now, this is one that I had never heard of before, but Christy and I have decided to discuss this for the podcast for our 3rd season. And yeah, and this will be my first Nadine Gordimer because I have not read any Nadine Gordimer. So this is going to be interesting. Okay, so it says, a schoolboy playing truant bumps into his revered father coming out of a cinema with a woman. An ordinary mishap, but his father is no ordinary man, and his family, threatened by the affair, is no ordinary family. In Nadine Gordimer's powerfully charged new novel, the encounter opens a view onto a previously hidden landscape of deception, loneliness, and pain. Will's father, Sonny, is a former school teacher from a segregated, colored township outside a South African gold mining town who has become a political activist and has gone to prison for his beliefs. Sonny's work and his detention have made him a hero in his community, but Will's view of his father is more complex and confused, for he finds that through the liberation movement, his father has become involved with Hannah Plowman, a young white woman fiercely dedicated to the cause of South Africa's Blacks. Hannah brings Sonny not only erotic joy, but a special friendship, a sense of freedom, release, understanding that is otherwise missing in his life. The racist law that made a love affair between white and colored a criminal act in South Africa has been abolished, but the natural law of a boy's love for his mother and the sexual tensions growing between father and adolescent son remain. Sonny's affair, inextricably bound up with the political struggle that is leading to a change in South Africa, has startling, unforeseen circumstances for his wife, his wife Ayla, for his son and daughter, and for Sonny and Hannah themselves. Ooh, child, this looks like some drama about ready to happen with this one, but this one sounds real good. So this will be one that we will discuss in season 3 of the podcast, Brown Girls Booking. And last but not least, I received this ARC, which I'm really excited about this one. It's called No One Dies Yet, and this is by Kobe Ben. And I follow Kobe over on Bookstagram. I've been following him for a very long time on Bookstagram. So I'm really, really excited to see that he's getting his first book published, and it's Europa Editions that is publishing this book, and it's coming out on the 31st of August. Now, it says, a genre-breaking novel from a powerful new Ghanaian voice. 2019, the year of return. It has been exactly 400 years since the first slave ships left Ghana for America, and Ghana has opened its doors for Black diasporans to come to know the land of their ancestors. Elton, Vincent, and Scott arrived from America to visit preserved sites from the transatlantic slave route and to explore the country's underground queer scene. Their activities are narrated by their 2 combative guides, Kobe, their liaison with Accra's privileged circles, and Nana, the voice of tradition and religious principle. The pair's tense relationship sets the tone for what becomes a shocking and unsettling tale of murder. That is at times funny, at times erotic, yet always outspoken and iconoclastic. So yeah, I'm excited about this book. I have a feeling this one is going to be really, really good. So if you're interested in following Kobe, his name over on Bookstagram is Bookworm Man. But yeah, so this is, like I said, coming out August 31st. Get your book, Europa Editions. Can't wait. So that is it. Those are all of the books that I have received in the past 2 to 3 months. I'm going to try to get to as many as I can before the end of the year. There's just been a lot of new books that I've either really, really wanted to read or that have been sent to me or whatever. So that's it. Let me know which of these you're interested in reading, or if there's any that you've already read that you liked or didn't like. Let's talk about it below. Okay? So I'll see you really soon with another video. Bye-bye.